Welcome to AK Anime Explainer. Today is explanation of Soul Land 3, Legend of the Dragon King Part 115. Without any delay, start explanation. Now, for the final match of this competition, Shinji announced. The team battle. Both teams will now come up. The first grades team may have between 3 and 7 people. The second grades team may number 1 less than the first grades. Her voice didn't hold even the slightest hint of bias. No, Elder CAI cut in. The second grade team field the same number of combatants as the first grade. Understood, Shinji said without batting an eye. The second grades team will number the same as the first grades. How large is the first grades team? Seated cross-legged, Tang Wulin slowly opened his eyes. The first grades team has 6 people. Yuan and Yehue looked at him. Their gazes clashed like a burst of sparks. She could see the blazing determination in his eyes. This guy certainly lives up to his position as their team captain. Shinji turned to the second grade. The second grade's team may send out 6 people. You all have 3 minutes to prepare. After that, the match will begin. Off among the spectators, Wu Sidwa stared at Tang Wulin. Her fingers twitched as she hesitated to say something, but in the end, she held her silence. She had heard about the strength of the second grade's class president. This made her yearn to battle him. But she hadn't earned the right to. If it weren't for her and Luo Guixing being so stubborn in the past, they would have been going on that stage as well. The first grade's team was composed of Tang Wulin, Ji Yu, Yi Xinglan, Xu Lishi, Xu Xiaoyan, and Xie Xie. At the opposite end of the arena, Yuan and Yehue, He Xiaoping, Bai Hanying, Yu Jingyu, Yi Xingmo, and Duan Hunxiao gathered. Up on the elevated platform, the Holy Spirit Dolor turned to Elder Cai and smiled. Which side do you think is going to win, Yu? Elder Cai laughed. Why are you asking me that, Elder Sister Yoli? The first grade has essentially already won. Do you not have faith in them? I watched the selection tournament and saw for myself just how powerful this year's new students are. They actually could have sent out a full team of 7 and increased their odds of winning. The second grade's team isn't weak either, Elder Cai said. Their class president, Yuan and Yehue, is a working student, has 2 peak-level martial souls, and is quite the hard worker. I'm well aware of the first grade's team's strengths too. It looks like this match will be a showdown between class presidents. If Tang Wulin can take care of Yuan and Yehue, then the first grade's got a shot at winning, but it will still be tough. The Holy Spirit Dolor chuckled. Let's wait and see. I'm here to referee the match anyway. She stood up, attracting everyone's attention. Stepping off the platform, she gently floated down to the stage. Tang Wulin and his teammates finished up their hushed discussion and walked onto the stage. He stood at the front of his team. To his left was Xie Xie, his right Yi Xinglan. Ji Yu, Xu Xiaoyan, and Xu Lishi were positioned behind him. Seeing that their opponents had taken stage, Yuan and Yehue led her team up as well. Having yet to release her martial soul, Yuan and Yehue didn't seem very imposing with her average size. However, in the split second she locked eyes with Tang Wulin, an oppressive aura began to swirl around her. Tang Wulin may have already been familiar with her, but this would be his first time actually facing her as an opponent, and just as he was familiar with her, she was familiar with him. She knew that he was the heart of his team, and as long as she defeated him, victory would belong to the second grade. Her 5 teammates quickly got into position. He Xiaoping stood to her left, Yu Jingyu to her right. Yi Xingmo and Duan Hunxiao stood behind them with Bai Hanying sandwiched in the middle. Tang Wulin was already drawing up plans the moment he saw how they were arranged. Considering their battle formation, they shouldn't have a support-type soul master. All of them should be combat-oriented. That Bai Hanying is probably a control type, so the rest should be assault or agility types. His eyes swept from Bai Hanying to the others. Yuan and Yehue and Yu Jingyu are definitely assault types. He Xiaoping probably is too. That means Yi Xingmo and Duan Hunxiao are probably agility types. Their team composition wouldn't be balanced without any agility types after all. Standing at one edge of the stage, a hint of a smile played at the Holy Spirit Dolor's lips as she looked between the two teams. "You have 30 seconds left," Shinyi announced from the platform. "Prepare for battle." Right on cue, Tang Wulin took a step forward, power radiating from his body in waves. He knew that Yuan and Yehue was the cornerstone of the opposing team, and now both he and her were posturing. He sucked in a deep breath and his eyes became a bright gold, a mighty aura thickening around him. The droning of a faint roar emanated from deep within his body. A golden vein flickered to life at the base of his neck, throbbing with power. Yuan and Yehue urged her aura to soar higher in response. They partook in battle of wills before the match even began. Tang Wulin was an unstoppable wave while Yuan and Yehue was an immovable mountain. The clash of their resolves whipped the surrounding air into a frenzy. Tang Wulin understood how formidable Yuan and Yehue was, but defeat had never crossed his mind. His eyes had always been set on winning. "Begin." Without even summoning his martial soul, Tang Wulin shot forward like a cannonball, hurtling straight at Yuan and Yehue. A single golden soul ring appeared as he activated Golden Dragon Body instead. His body swelled with strength and golden scales materialized down his right arm, the hand transforming into a dragon claw. Light then gathered around the claw and became a fitting gauntlet. With the resplendent golden battle armor gauntlet equipped, his strength soared to its peak. He's going all out from the get-go? All of the second-grade students were shocked. Yuan and Yehue, however, took action in a similar fashion. The instant the match started, she leaped forward, her body undergoing the Titan Giant Ape transformation in midair. As she finished transforming, she activated Diamond Titan. She hit the stage with a rumble, leaped forward again to soar directly at Tang Wulin. The battle had just begun, yet the champions of each team were already clashing. As for their teammates, they all did their own thing. Xu Xiaoyan held Ji Yu's hand as she stepped forward and conjured up a blizzard. Xie Xie vanished into the blizzard. Xu Lixi stood in place, muttering chants to himself as he produced bun after bun. Yi Xinglan replaced Tang Wulin at the front of the formation, standing guard over those who remained. At the other end of the stage, the second-grade students all summoned their martial souls. 2 yellow soul rings and 1 purple soul ring appeared around He Xiaopeng. His martial soul was a large silver hammer, the head of which resembled a flower in full bloom. His martial soul was called the 8-petal plum blossom silver hammer. Unfortunately for him, it was only a single hammer, otherwise, he could have forged with it. Just as Tang Wulin guessed, he was an assault-type soul master. Yu Jingyu also summoned his holy angel martial soul. His second soul ring lit up and a holy sword appeared in his hand. Together with He Xiaopeng, he advanced on the first grade's team in a pincer attack. Behind them, Yi Xingmo and Duan Hunxiao jumped into action. Yi Xingmo shot forward, now wielding a sword in hand. A golden star shone on his forehead. He moved astonishingly fast, overtaking He Xiaopeng in a single flash of movement. With another, he would reach his targets. In the same breath, Duan Hunxiao summoned a flute with a wave of his hand. 4 soul rings revolved around it, 2 yellow and 2 purple. He snatched it out of the air and blew on it, filling the arena with a melancholic tune. It washed over the first-grade competitors, overwhelming them with a wave of dizziness. This was Duan Hoanxiao's crowd control soul skill, soul tuning. Duan Hoanxiao's melancholic tune continued to resonate throughout the arena. The intensity of the blizzard began to weaken, clearly showing it was having an effect on the other team. Bai Hanying smiled and took a step back, letting Duan Hunxiao take her place. A tree branch covered in beautiful blossoming flowers appeared in her hand. This was her martial soul, the cherry blossom. She swung it with a flourish, dispersing the petals through the air. They floated to her teammates and released a gentle light as they came to rest on each of them. Tang Wulin was wrong. They did have a support-type soul master. That was Bai Hanying. This single move drastically bolstered the strength of the second-grade team. At the very center of the arena, the 2 class presidents met. A boom tore through the air, the ground trembling as their fists met in midair. Yuan and Yehue was shocked to find herself being pushed by Tang Wulin's strength. The golden aura around Tang Wulin flared as he exerted strength through his legs and leaped after her in pursuit. Although Yuan Yehue was sent retreating, she didn't suffer any real injuries. With some breathing room now, she retaliated and used air cannon, sending a bombardment of shockwaves back at Tang Wulin. Duan Hunxiao took this chance to blow another note. Tang Wulin's strength dipped under the note's influence. Yet Tang Wulin's expression was as serene as still water. He thrust his hands out before him and used controlling crane, capturing dragon. A powerful repulsive force deflected Yuan Yehue's barrage to the side. Turning his head, Tang Wulin sent a look Duan Hunxiao's way. Duan Hunxiao had just been about to blow another note, but Tang Wulin's eyes flashed purple as he spiritually attacked him. Soul tuning was a powerful crowd control soul skill. Once someone fell prey to its effects, it would be hard for them to break free. However, these effects took time to appear. That was soul tuning's fatal flaw. The moment Tang Wulin interrupted it, the blizzard regained its frigid strength and rapidly swelled to envelop the entire battlefield. It was at this moment that Yi Xingmo reached the first-grade team. He Xiaopeng and Yu Jingyu followed right behind him, the three forming a spearhead to penetrate through the first-grade team's formation. They had practiced this tactic before, their spacing between each other was perfect. All three were just close enough to support each other at a moment's notice, yet far enough to not hinder one another. On the first-grade team side, only Yi Xinglan stood in their way. Yi Xingmo raised his sword and thrust it outward before him, the golden star on his forehead shining as a golden beam extended from his sword's tip. Yi Xinglan struck out with her own sword to meet Yi Xingmo's. A sprinkle of light trailed behind her sword, outlining the path it took. The instant the two swords met, a baptism of light engulfed the stage. The miserable shriek of metal against metal pierced the air. The clash swept Yi Xingmo's sword aside. 100 threads of starlight burst from the tip of Yi Xinglan's sword, threatening to swallow him up. Is this martial soul suppression? This realization left Yi Xingmo dumbstruck, but he didn't stay defenseless. His Star Saint sword began to shine as he used his third soul skill. He became one with his sword as he fell back, an aura of starlight gathering around him and deflecting the incoming threads of starlight to either side of him. Threads also flew toward He Xiaopeng, who brandished his hammer with both hands like a sledgehammer, obliterating the threads with a single swing. Beside He Xiaopeng, Yu Jingyu slashed out with his holy sword. 9 after-images of his blade appeared in the air, and an instant later, the crisscrossing threads of starlight scattered into thin air. He didn't pause at all while doing this and continued to advance on Yi Xinglan. As Yu Jingyu slashed at her, Yi Xinglan's first soul ring lit up. Starlight burst from her sword. This soul skill bore a striking resemblance to the one Yi Xingmo used just now, except it was far brighter. She swung her sword to meet Yu Jingyu's, and a metallic clang rang out. His weapon having been readily deflected, Yu Jingyu retreated 2 steps while Yi Xinglan retreated 1. They were evenly matched. This is. The spectating students of the first grade stared blankly at the two. The sight even had Wu Sidua at a loss. It initially seemed rash for Tang Wulin to rush forward without a care for his companions, but Yi Xinglan proved herself strong enough to hold the line. She had managed to fight alone against 3 opponents. All 3 were in the second grade and either had 4 soul rings or were just short of that number. Yet Yi Xingmo had been easily suppressed by Yi Xinglan and Yu Jingyu had been blocked. This turn of events utterly confused He Xiaopeng. Despite facing 3 powerful opponents, Yi Xinglan kept her momentum going. She pulled back her sword and pinched its tip between the fingers of her other hand. In a clear martial form, her foot slid out from underneath her, and she lashed out with her sword. A shard of starlight shot out of it, zipping straight for Yi Xingmo before he could land. She was still using only her first soul skill. Stuck in midair, Yi Xingmo had no way to dodge. However, a beam of holy light came flying out of nowhere and intercepted the starlight. A hint of embarrassment showed on Yi Xingmo's face as he knew he had just been saved. At that same moment, He Xiaopeng reached Yi Xinglan. He brandished his hammer and used his first soul skill, Tremor Burst. A series of explosions rent the air, engulfing everything in a 3-meter radius. He Xiaopeng's 8-petal plum blossom silver hammer was no ordinary martial soul. It possessed an inkling of the space attribute. Yet Yi Xinglan still showed no fear. Her second soul ring lit up as she responded with a stroke of her sword, a net of starlight instantly blossoming into existence. The net was wide enough to encompass both He Xiaopeng and Yu Zhengyu. She wasn't going to retreat in the face of just 3 opponents. Meanwhile, the blizzard continued to build up strength. Its frigid wind stabbed chilling daggers into everyone on the second-grade team. Even the students in the audience that were closest to the stage could feel the temperature dropping. Tang Wulin and Yuan and Yehui clashed once more at the center of the stage, rocking the entire arena with shockwaves of energy. The exchange sent both of them reeling backward. They were still evenly matched. By bringing the full power of his draconic blood to bear and using Golden Dragon Body, Tang Wulin and his 3 soul rings were able to stand on even ground with the 5-meter-tall Yuan and Yehui, whose strength was bolstered by Diamond Titan. Out of everyone present, this undoubtedly shocked Yuan and Yehui the most. She knew that Tang Wulin was strong, but she thought he wouldn't be able to match her, especially since she just got her 4th soul ring. She had been certain that the gap between them had widened. Yet Tang Wulin's strength surpassed all her expectations. His battle armor-equipped dragon claw astounded her most of all. She had no choice but to bring out her reserve strength to resist the claw's crushing effect. Even with a cultivation base of 4 soul rings, she couldn't get off lightly before Tang Wulin's attacks. Just how strong is this guy's blood essence? Even with Diamond Titan activated, I can't match his strength. Is this the difference between men and women? That can't be. I've never met a guy as strong as him before. Tang Wulin felt free. His blood essence flowed in reverse, smooth and unhindered. His entire body felt as if it were aflame, blazing with strength. Every single one of his attacks hit like a truck, especially those he made with his right arm. The gauntlet amplified the effects of his blood essence, added weight to his punches, and made his golden dragon claw deadlier than ever. The basis of a battle armor's power was the armor's ability to fuse with its user. Only when it became one with its user could battle armor truly amplify its user's abilities. Then, by nurturing it and increasing the compatibility rate, the user would be able to have the battle armor grow stronger alongside them. Although Tang Wulin didn't craft his gauntlet with his own hands, by forging the star silver it had been made from, it was exceptionally compatible with him. The strength of his blood essence exceeded the norm to begin with, but with the gauntlet, his strength reached new heights. The gauntlet fully integrated with his Golden Dragon King bloodline, and after a few days of adapting to him, the gauntlet also brought newfound strength to it. Although he couldn't defeat Yuan and Yehui right at that instant, he could easily keep her occupied. Yuan and Yehui's gaze sharpened. Her first soul ring lit up, switching off with her third to use Titan strength. Her immense body seemed to become more solid, an aura of unstoppable might growing thick around her. She had always been a straightforward person, so she refused to show weakness in the face of Tang Wulin's strength. The two clashed again, the stage rumbling from the shockwaves created by their fists colliding once more. This time, Tang Wulin was the loser. He moved 8 steps backward while Yuan and Yehui only retreated by 3. However, the greatness of battle armor was apparent now. The majority of the impact had been mitigated by a burst of starlight that Tang Wulin's gauntlet had released. Considering how tough his dragon claw was, he had sustained virtually no damage. His arm simply ached a little. He held his hand in front of his stomach, the scales on his arm rippling as if it were breathing. Taking that attack had depleted a lot of his stamina, and although he had lost that exchange, he suffered no actual setback. Tang Wulin sucked in a deep breath, his abdomen swelling as his lungs filled with air. His eyes shone with golden light, his aura of gold solidified, and a thundering draconic roar emanated from his body, reverberating through the air. From his seat up on the platform, Scarlet Dragon de Luochuasha stared wide-eyed. That brat really succeeded? Streams of gold converged around Tang Wulin to form an illusory dragon's head behind him. He thrust his palms toward the sky and the dragon's roar grew more intense. The space around him went into a frenzy, preventing the blizzard from even approaching him. A grim look appeared on Yuan and Yehui's face. She took half a step forward with her left foot, squatted low to the ground, and used her fourth soul skill for the first time. The hair covering her Titan body turned golden. Her body shrank a bit, but in exchange, her arms became twice as thick. Bent on all fours like a gorilla, her final form exuded a primal might. Crimson bloodlust filled her eyes. She went into a berserk state exactly like that of the diamond baboon. This was no simple berserk state. Yuanenyehue's body had also transformed under its effects, combining the strongest traits of both the Titan giant ape and the diamond baboon. Although her eyes were crimson now, they were still clear and bright. The berserk state hadn't affected her mind. This was the power of her fourth soul skill, which she got from her second soul ring, Devil Titan. As a result of the enmity between her Titan giant ape blood and the diamond baboon spirit soul, she had endured an arduous trial trying to fuse with the spirit soul. She had nearly faced cultivation deviation. But in the end, she succeeded in fusing with the diamond baboon spirit soul by using her fallen angel martial soul to suppress the two antagonistic bloodlines. The conflict between the bloodlines ultimately caused a mutation in her Titan giant ape martial soul. This led to her Titan giant ape form shrinking from 5 meters to 4 when she used Devil Titan. However, this certainly didn't signify a decrease in her strength. On the contrary, her strength increased as much as it did when she used Diamond Titan. In addition to that, Devil Titan doubled the potency of all of her abilities. However, such power came with numerous restrictions. Yuanenyehui had to use both Titan Strength and Diamond Titan before she could activate Devil Titan. Furthermore, she had to fuse with the Diamond Baboon Spirit Soul while using it. With 3 soul skills and the berserk state piled atop each other, she consumed an immense amount of soul power. With her current cultivation level, she could only maintain this state for 3 minutes. But that would be a terrifying 3 minutes for her opponents. She hadn't used this soul skill a single time when she sparred with Xie, yet she was already feeling the pressure from her brief clashes with Tang Wulin. She had no choice but to play this card. A dark gold sheen now covered her body, the madness in her crimson eyes striking fear into the hearts of all who saw them. The oppressive aura around her could practically be touched at this point. Those around her found it hard to breathe. 3 minutes? That's more than enough. Watching from the edge of the stage, astonishment colored the Holy Spirit Dolor's face. Kids are so advanced these days. She's so strong with just 4 rings. Extraordinary. Yuanenyehui ferociously charged forward, swinging a gigantic fist toward Tang Wulin. While Yuanenyehui underwent her Devil Titan transformation, Tang Wulin's blood essence had recovered to peak strength. He pushed his palms out before him, the illusory golden dragon head roaring along with his movements and shooting forward. Everything within a 5-meter radius of him was instantly dyed gold. He unleashed golden dragon shocks the heavens. Tang Wulin may not have eaten a bin bun this time, but he had spent the past 3 days refining golden dragon shocks the heavens. The one he unleashed this time wasn't any weaker than the one he used against Wu Sidua. Golden dragon shocks the heavens met Yuanenyehui head-on. A shockwave erupted from the center of the stage where both powerful forces met. It tore through the arena, stirring up a frenzy of air and dust and shaking the hall with a deafening thunderclap. The dust cleared quickly, revealing Tang Wulin and Yuanenyehui struggling against one another. A blazing red aura surrounded him, and her clenched fists were completely dyed gold, an effect of receiving golden dragon shocks the heavens. Then the two suddenly broke away from each other, a gust of wind rising up into the vacuum their energies left between them. The gust dispersed the frigid winds of the blizzard around them. The next instant, both closed the gap once again, throwing another punch at each other. An even louder shockwave rocked the arena, the barrier covering the stage slightly wavering before the combined might of the two. The clash sent Tang Wulin flying backward, and he crashed into the barrier, bouncing off of it and onto the ground. Yuanenyehui, on the other hand, managed to stand her ground, but her aura faded a bit. 5 streaks of blood could be seen on her right fist, her right arm hanging limply at her side. Despite her injuries, Yuanenyehui didn't let up on her assault. She raised her left fist and punched at the center of the blizzard with air cannon. Yuanenyehui is so powerful. All of the spectating students watched with bated breath. Wu Sidua, who had been so confident of her strength, clenched her fists tightly. Could I stand toe-to-toe with Yuan and Yehue? Even if I used Hell White Tiger, I would only last a minute against her. That soul skill of hers is just too domineering. It's even mightier than my Hell White Tiger. I was defeated after Tang Wulin unleashed that attack, but she still has strength to spare. The blast of air that came from Yuan and Yehue's punch wasn't colorless this time. It was a dull gold. It pierced through the blizzard with ease. She understood that the second strongest person on Tang Wulin's team was Gu. She didn't know if Tang Wulin could still fight, but as long as Gu still stood, then victory was not yet theirs. While her right arm hadn't been ruined in her clash with Tang Wulin, the crushing effect of his dragon claw had still activated briefly and severely injured her. Her Devil Titan transformation now had 1 minute remaining. She had to secure her team's victory in that minute. The clash between Tang Wulin and Yuan and Yehue's had momentarily created a large gap in Gu's blizzard, the resulting shockwaves hindering the movements of both teams. Despite the danger, two figures traversed the stage in a flash of silver light. Everyone else was too preoccupied to pay any attention to them, however. Especially Shu Lishi. He threw bun after bun at his teammates to keep their soul power reserves topped up, all while taking the time to defend Gu and Xu Xiaoyan. Noticing the peril that Tang Wulin was in, he threw a bun straight at him. Is that a bloodthirst bean bun? Yuan and Yehue recognized it from their adventure in the Spirit Soul Tower. I can't let him eat it. She punched out again, sending an air cannon toward the bun, the golden blast of air striking and obliterating it. She then turned her attention from Gu back to Tang Wulin. She couldn't afford to focus on anyone else until she thoroughly defeated him. Tang Wulin struggled to his feet and wiped away the blood streaming from his nose and mouth. He didn't retreat or try to avoid Yuan and Yehue. Instead, he charged forward to welcome her. A draconic roar rumbled from the depths of his body once more, and the two collided in midair. Yuan and Yehue aimed a punch at Tang Wulin's shoulder, but she held back. Considering his wounded state, she was afraid that she would fatally injure him if she used her full strength. But Tang Wulin noticed this. Sliding his foot to the side, he ducked under her punch. He made to grab her right arm with his claw and sweep his left foot behind her knee. It was a grappling technique from the Tang sect. This stunned Yuan and Yehue, but only for a moment. She recovered her wits instantly and stomped her left foot into the stage. The ground cracked and shook under her strength, throwing Tang Wulin off balance and forcing him to miss his grab. Taking advantage of his broken stance, Yuan and Yehue threw another punch at his shoulder, no longer caring about Tang Wulin's condition. Tang Wulin rolled his shoulder backward as her fist struck him, trying to mitigate as much of the force as he could. A resounding crack rang out as Tang Wulin flew backward, bouncing across the stage like a ragdoll. Concern flitted into Yuan and Yehue's mind, but she pushed it aside and continued advancing toward Tang Wulin. This was a match, and she represented all of the second grade right now. Defeat was not an option. As the two of them brawled, a sudden change occurred on the other side of the battlefield. A pair of figures emerged from the blizzard, appearing in the back line of the second grade team. It was Xie Xie and his shadow dragon clone. Xie Xie stabbed his dagger toward Bai Haning's shoulder. Since this wasn't a real battle to the death, he had refrained from aiming to slit her neck. The other Xie Xie approached Duan Hunxiao like lightning, stabbing its own dagger toward his hand before he could play another note. Xie Xie caught Bai Haning wholly unawares, but she still reacted instantly. Xie Xie's dagger passed through empty space as her body disappeared in a burst of cherry blossom petals, only for her to reappear a short distance away. As a support-type soul master, it was only natural that she had a life-saving soul skill for times like this. Meanwhile, Duan Hunxiao flicked his wrist to meet Xie Xie's dagger with his flute. This Xie Xie pulled back his dagger before he struck the flute and retreated with Ghost Shadow perplexing step. Then he began circling around Duan Hunxiao. With his own strength alone, Xie Xie was keeping both of them occupied. He only chose this moment to strike because he had been waiting for the blizzard regain its intensity and fully envelop the stage to obscure everyone's vision. On the front line, Yi Xingmo had been utterly suppressed by Yi Xinglan. He was battered, exhausted, and blood seeped from his chest, streaming from the wounds where her starlight's threads had cut into him. Yi Xinglan was currently locked in battle against Yu Jingyu and He Xiaopeng. Her Star God sword danced through the air as she alternated between her three soul skills, raining a barrage of deadly attacks upon them. She used her soul skills perfectly. Each had just enough soul power to get the job done. Despite facing two powerful opponents alone, she was never forced to go on the defensive. Yi Xingmo was undoubtedly the person in the worst position on the battlefield. Fighting Yi Xinglan reduced him to half his original strength. After several exchanges with her, each time experiencing martial soul suppression, he realized that her martial soul was the Star God sword. Martial soul suppression was a rare phenomena that only occurred with martial souls of common origin. Tang Wulin's Golden Dragon King bloodline suppressing everything with draconic blood was a perfect example of this. Yi Xingmo's Star Saint sword was a powerful martial soul, but the Star God sword completely surpassed it. He and Yi Xinglan came from the same clan, but her martial soul was a variant. The Star God sword had only appeared 7 times in all of the Yi clan's history. The wielder of the Star God sword always became the head of the Yi clan and led them into a new generation of prosperity. Yi Xinglan was this generation's heir to the Star God sword. It was only natural that Yi Xingmo would have a sour face now. It was impossible for him to contend with the wielder of the Star God sword with his Star Saint sword. His martial soul had been completely suppressed. So his only option was to change targets. He broke away from Yi Xinglan and aimed his blade at Ji Yuyu and Xu Xiaoyan. He wasn't worried about his teammates. His team also had their vice president, Duan Hunxiao, whose strength was only second to Yuan and Yehui's. He also had many tricks up his sleeve. Trusting in his team's strength, he decided to try and take out the 2 girls and the food-type soul master. Yi Xingmo thrust out his Star Saint sword, aiming straight for Ji Yuyu. But at that same moment, starlight burst into existence beneath his feet. His connection with his sword was cut off, and a pure white palm smacked his head. Frigid cold pierced his body. His eyes only saw white now. The combo of Xu Xiaoyan's Star Wheel Shackles and Ji Yuyu's elemental control made defeating a soul master as simple as that. Yi Xingmo walked the path of an agility-type soul master, so his defenses hadn't been much to begin with. A single second of absolute control with the Star Wheel Shackles was all it took to stop him in his tracks. Xu Xiaoyan had spent the entire battle waiting for this opening. None of her other abilities were much to talk about, not even her blizzard. Her greatest strength was her Star Wheel Shackles. Although it had a simple effect, the number of ways it could be used in combat were endless. If used at the correct moment, it could turn the tide of battle. Ji Yuyu turned to Xu Xiaoyan. Go help Xinglan. I'll help Wulin. Green light enveloped her and she ran over to Tang Wulin. The time had come. In the 3 minutes they had before the match, Tang Wulin planned for Ji Yuyu and Xu Xiaoyan to lure one of their opponents in for an easy takedown. As long as they could take out one member of the second-grade team, they could move on to the next phase of his plan. Xie's task was to take advantage of the blizzard to launch sneak attacks on support or control-type soul masters. Yi Xinglan was charged with keeping her opponents occupied. Now, it was time for Tang Wulin and Ji Yuyu to join forces to defeat Yuan and Yehui. Yuan and Yehui sent Tang Wulin flying with another thundering bombardment of attacks. Astonishment filled her crimson eyes. This was now her second time absolutely thrashing him. She thought it would be impossible for him to get back up again, but he overturned her expectations. Tang Wulin struggled to his feet once more and rolled his shoulders with a wince of pain. Then he charged her once more. Is he made of steel? Yuan and Yehui didn't dare underestimate Tang Wulin. She witnessed him crushing a draconic soul beast instantly before, so she understood just how deadly his golden dragon claw was. After another brief exchange, she sent him flying again. At that moment, Ji Yuyu arrived. She raised her hand and sent a barrage of icicles and wind blades hurtling toward Yuan and Yehui. This surprised Yuan and Yehui. What are you doing getting near me? A elemental-type soul master getting into close range is just seeking death. This video will end here. Like video and subscribe to my channel.